you get those pieces. Okay, are we ready? Okay, we call this election commission meeting to order. It is January 25th at 2 p.m. and your agendas are in front of you or in your packet at least. Wanted to start out before we have roll call and introduce Bonnie Lynn Babb. Do you want to go by Bonnie Lynn or Bonnie?
Bonnie Lynn.
Okay, that's right, because I'm Jacqueline. Not Jackie. All right, Bonnie was just appointed to the Election Commission. So I don't know if you've met all the other members, but not all of them are here.
I just met 3 of them. And
Excellent.
I remember no names.
Well, we put this nice little sheet in there and you can draw their pictures next to their names.
I'll go by color.
All right, so we'll go ahead and take roll and note that Barbara Mischler is on the phone and is going to try to let that work, but it's kind of far away. And
I'm here.
can you hear it good? All right, so I'll take roll.
There's like a 30 second, there's a delay.
Jean Abel,
Present.
Bonnie Lynn,
Here.
Peggy Baumeister,
Here.
Alice Hanley,
Here.
Barbara Mischler.
I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Barbara.
Okay, James Stevens is excused. He is down in the States and won't be back until right before the election, but it's good he's coming back. We have 2 vacancies on the Election Commission that we're fervently trying to have filled. All right, so, did roll call. No old business, new business. It is up to the clerk of the assembly to appoint the election commission chair. Since we are not all here and there are 2 vacancies, we're going to go ahead and wait until perhaps another meeting, which would be right before the election. But that is fine because we all know what we're supposed to do. I wanted to go over, let's see, this next election is April 3rd, 2012, first Tuesday of April. It's pretty much business as usual, except this year is a mayoral election. So numbers will dramatically rise when it comes to envelopes. Last year, you guys processed about 2,500, and it goes up about 1,500 to 2,000 for a mayoral. So keep that in mind. Let's see, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items on the ballot so far, and they have not been approved, of course, by the Assembly. However, one that we do know that will be on there is the equal rights petition. So that would drive your numbers as well. Usually those kind of things bring more people to the polls. So keeping in mind that that's on there. Otherwise, there's just school bonds and some public transportation, things like that. I have, Seth has placed in your packet the election calendar, like we passed out last year.
Did you get that? So, I didn't get that. I didn't get
We have not passed them out yet. So the way it works is we have this meeting, and then the next time we see you is generally to train you to work the voter registration online system that we use for the state. And it's used to verify all of the absentee and question and by mail ballots. So that's something that I was going to leave up to the group to figure out when a good time is, because we can plan that around anything. We have already, secured different passwords for you guys. Last year you have to log in with a username and password, and we're only going to probably do 4 different people, I think we signed up. Sorry, I'm flustered. I ran over from lunch and, So today is the 25th. The notice of vacancy posted today, and I believe Seth has printed out all of the open positions. There are 3 school board seats, mayor, and then generous amounts of service areas. We are trying to push this year for people to remember to register to vote in their area. So we've added that to the ad. We've never put that in there before. When we were verifying the petition signatures, it was an overwhelming, I would say 70% of the ones I personally did, where people did not live where they were registered. They were in Anchorage still, but their addresses were not correct. And that's scary to me.
Teachers are famous for that.
Yes, for voting in the schools or precinct, yeah. So we want people's vote to count. So we're going to do a press release on that, as well as needing election workers. We will figure out when Brim's training is, but then after that, you cannot start dealing with the ballots until 7 days prior to the election. So I believe that's the 27th of March. It's the week after mail and, right, Tuesday, March 27th. Plan to be here all day. If you're not aware of the workload of an election, it's every single day from March 27th to about 2 weeks after the election. It's 8 hours a day, and the more efficient we work, the better it is, because we don't have to stay here as long. But it's a long haul. On election night, we're here pretty late. So if there's things on your calendar, let me know, or make do for that. The election calendar, we've already secured dates for training, and it is not necessary or required that you show up to training. However, it's always nice to attend a couple, because we do recognize the Election Commission. We explain what they do and introduce members that are there. So I realize that that's a lot of places, a lot of events, but maybe just planning on doing one or the other. There's 4. But you are not required. I don't think that's necessary.
Jackie, would you rather have us show up and be introduced and leave, or would you rather have us come to one?
I think that's a good point. It's always a nice refresher to go through the training, as boring as it may be, because all of those processes lead up to what you eventually see. So you might get a better understanding of how the ballot, the absentee ballot envelope works, that kind of thing. All of us have been in this for a while now. You're a chairperson. You've been a chairperson, haven't you?
No, but I ran the voting by mail one year.
That's right. Okay. So I suggest that everyone attends one entire training session. That's just a suggestion. But it would be nice if you picked at least one to show up, say hello, and then you can leave. There's no reason for you to stay. So I'll leave that up to your guys' schedule to determine. The calendar, it clearly marks when we're doing what up until the 2nd and afterwards. We have supply pickup for the election workers. We have 4 training dates. None of this really affects you other than the training dates. By mail starts the 19th, as well as absentee locations for the library and City Hall. And then the following Monday, that's when by mail, not by mail, but absentee starts at Chugiak Senior Center. New things this year, not a lot, but something that will impact us greatly is the municipality has decided that they want to use a temp agency to facilitate election workers. And we have not acquired somebody to do that yet, but it might change. In your instance, you are always municipality employees and you would not go through the temp agency. However, actually, this won't affect you at all because you'll still report to us for time cards. So
Do all of the people that are working in the precincts go through that?
that's the idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't our idea.
Right, it's going to be challenging, but because you're a commission member and you are paid per code, you will continue to be a municipal employee. Okay. The manual. We've made some edits to the manual only in the attempt to make them more clear. The directions we're still working to make them more clear. I think there's a lot of room for improvement on election commission processes. The last 2 years, I wasn't super familiar with them, but now I feel like I'm a lot more familiar. So I want to be a little more involved in trying to streamline things. I think there's always an easier way to do something, and especially to increase efficiency and accuracy. So if there are suggestions, please come talk to me. It can be confidential, that's fine. But I want to put those in the manual. It's easy to edit and hand out new ones, so. And if you want to mark it up and give it back, that's awesome too. Because it's not clear. It really isn't. You really have to rely on somebody already knowing how to run things at the actual instance they're occurring. So you guys are troopers. The procedures, I'll just let you guys read those, and if you have questions, you can come to me or we can go over them next meeting. I don't think there's a need for us to go page by page, but it spells out in a broad sense everything you do every single day. It needs work though. We will elect a chair next meeting, and then we'll designate someone to be a co-chair. And there's always been a timekeeper in the past. I don't feel like this is necessary. I think we'll pass out the time cards, fill them out, give them back to me. That's pretty much it. You're going to be on the 2-week pay period, just like the rest of the municipality. So it'll be 1 week lag on the paycheck. You're not ever terminated, so your paycheck will continue to be every 2 weeks while working. And that really brings me to the bottom of the agenda, other than, is there any comments or questions?
Jacqueline,
Yes.
I'm following pretty well, but can you send me a hard copy of everything that's in the packet, including the manual, please?
Yes.
It's been changed.
Yes.
I'll email you or give you my address afterwards if you like. There's no need to take up everybody's time for that.
So you want me to mail you the actual paperwork and not email it to you?
You can email it to me.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
Email me. Okay.
Okay. All right.
And also, if there are any minutes to this meeting, I didn't quite, you said something about hiring somebody a while ago to do something, and I missed what that was about. If you can tell me in an email, that'll be all right.
Okay. All right.
And
So,
you say you might have time cards this year?
yes,
Okay.
you'll have a 2-week time card to fill out
Okay.
and just give back to me or Stephanie.
Okay.
When is a good time for you guys to refresh on REMS? Or do you want me to give you a manual, or do you want to go through it in person?
I'd like to go through it in person.
Okay, okay.
And if I'm gone in February, so March, anytime in March is good for me.
And I think that March is better. It's right before, and you won't forget, REMS is not the most lovely program. So let's plan for March.
I would prefer not Wednesday.
I think, Jacqueline,
Yes?
I'm thinking that the closer it is to the time when we really do the work, the faster it will be in our mind. And I would like to see that it be sometime between the 20th and the 27th of March. That's my suggestion.
That's a great one.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
Okay, what are your guys' schedules, or do you want to get back to me between those 2 times?
I'm wide open.
No.
You're wide
Yeah,
open?
fine.
No Wednesdays? You guys are okay?
Yeah.
Alice, you don't like mornings, correct?
I'm
Because of
fine.
swimming?
No.
Oh, I didn't know if that's what you want, because doesn't matter to me. Let's do, let's do March 26th. The Monday.
Isn't that the day we begin?
No, the 27th.
You're gonna start on Tuesday.
I'll start on Tuesday.
Yeah.
There is an election meeting that morning. Does that affect you?
This is an office election meeting. So it's not an election commission meeting.
Oh, okay. I get it, but I was wondering if it affected you.
Yes, it does. But I can move that around.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys prefer morning or afternoon?
Afternoon.
Afternoon? Okay. How about 2 p.m. again? Was this an okay time to meet?
Yeah.
2? Okay. 2 o'clock.
Monday, the 26th of March.
Correct.
That's,
That would be the computer training.
That's computer training.
Will that be in your office, Jacqueline?
Where would that be?
I don't know yet, but it'll be at City
Okay.
Hall.
Okay. It'll be in City Hall, okay. We got it.
Does anyone have any questions about the ballot items?
So we need questions about ballot items.
Well, it's good to be familiar. As an election commission, one of your responsibilities is to be completely aware of what's on the ballot. No, they're not all approved. However, did I give everyone a copy of this? No, I decided not to. These aren't approved, so I didn't hand them out. But I do want you to have a general understanding that the equal rights petition will be a big draw for voters and will affect us as far as the number of envelopes. School bonds, 2.
Jacqueline, may I ask you a question? When that is decided on, could you email us or?
Yes. That will be decided the 31st of this month. And I can email those people. Thank you. I have them all ready to go, but there might be amendments. And then the clerk's office will proceed to number the propositions. That's left up to the clerk. So they will be unnumbered, but at least you can have content. There's a property tax exemption, one on there proposed by Trainee, as well as a fireworks proposition. I think that that's an advisory vote, or it might be a complete amendment. We're also, another one I'm excited about is, shall the Anchorage Municipal Charter definition of publish be amended to read as follows? This saves the municipality close to $1 million a year when we can utilize the public access website for all of our postings. So meetings, bids, public hearings. We went about 75% to electronic posting. However, the definition of publish is keeping us from doing some other real estate issues and public hearing items for the assembly. So this is a huge, not to sway votes, that sounds really bad, but I want you to know what it means. That's basically what it means. I'm not super familiar with all the school bonds, other than they're big. There's a area-wide medical service and public transportation bond, and there's one other, roads and drainage, so an ARSA bond. And so that's the ballot. Does anyone have questions on what is expected of them? Okay. It would probably be best if I just went over it afterwards.
Sure.
There's never anything wrong with going over it now, but it's really clear in the manual what your requirements are, and I can tell you right now, it's Monday at 2 o'clock for VREMS training, and then Tuesday we will start our processes. And hopefully we will have some more members to help out. It's a big job, very laborsome, so we are working on that. And that's all I have to say.
What time on Tuesday do we start?
Let's do 9. And we might we will start earlier after that. 9 o'clock is fine on the first day, but expect to be here at 8:30 for the rest of the following weeks.
Be here at 8?
On Tuesday. No, Tuesday you can just be here at 9.
No, I meant generally speaking.
Yes.
If you get your work done, then you can go home early.
Yes, absolutely. It all depends on what you get done.
Yeah.
Determines when you can leave. Sounds bad, but. Any other questions, comments, concerns, suggestions? All right.
I'm just thinking, last year it seemed like we all ended up bringing our lunches for the most part.
Yeah. Okay.
We did. That's a good point. Lunch breaks are, I would say, the discretion of the chair. It's a very group effort, though, depending on the chair. And normally people bring their lunch. The room is set up for, it's a lot of storage, but it's all the tables and all the supplies you'll need. And there's a place for a coffee maker. And this year there's actually a copier and printer in the room, which is nice because a lot of times you guys had to run up to the clerk's office to make a copy. We have a copier down there now. So any other tools you have for suggestions to make life easier, let me know because we'll be happy to provide that. It's a lot of work you guys do for very little.
I do have a suggestion, Jacqueline.
Okay.
And that's for a printing calculator that's more recent than the 1960s, so that we don't have to borrow yours.
It's true. It's so true. That's funny. So you would like a calculator or an adding machine?
An adding machine, I guess.
Okay.
One that prints.
Yep.
For the tape.
Yep.
Yeah, a printing adding machine, please.
That's how I envision them. And do you want one that's large? Like bigger numbers, or what size are we talking about?
Well, we're not talking about anything real small. We're all older and we need large, we don't think it's no, you're young.
Okay, I'm gonna go large.
Thank you.
I think it's fine. Okay. Well, we'll probably get a better idea of what you need after you start again. It's hard to remember everything from last year other than long hours.
And for the
Parking. Excellent. I have your passes ready. They won't initiate until March. So don't try using them now, but do you want to just go grab those and we'll hand them out? They're in the safe. So I'll give you guys your parking passes, and then Barbara, you can get yours on when you get back.
I'm sorry, was that for me?
I just said you can get your parking pass from me when you get back.
Oh, yes, okay.
The parking, if you've never parked there before, is in the Tall Garage located on G Street, and the access to the Tall Garage is actually on H, thank you. So you go in on H and you come out on G. Kind of confusing. Also something I've noticed is confusing, and it confused me when I first started, is when you go in there, always hug the left.
I think I thought it's my imagination, or is this strange? And
It
so
is
I've been paying
strange.
attention when I go in the Penny's garage. I thought, no, it's right. When I go in the other city garage, I go right. And I'm thinking,
It's not
why is this
clearly
on the
marked,
left?
it's not intuitive, but always hug the left and you will be fine.
It's opposite to all others.
People are, because you go down on the left, you go up on the left.
Right.
And then you won't have a head-on collision.
Yeah.
Do you want these
Yes.
upstairs?
I think that that's a great idea. You can turn them into me and I can verify them here if you would like. I didn't let them terminate you sounds horrible. I didn't let them take you out of the system last year. And that's what is initiating us always having to fill those out if you've been taken out and put back in. So you might not have to, but let's go ahead and do them just in case, then I don't have to chase you down.
Can I just bring mine by anytime?
Anytime. You can wait till
But she
Tuesday.
might still be in the system.
You are. Everyone is except Bonnie
I can
Lynn.
have one of those out where you
Okay.
can get out of the way.
Okay.
Wouldn't need this.
Oh, I don't need the,
I'm going to collect it from you.
But you don't need the
Don't worry.
passport.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I'll verify it myself.
Oh,
I know you
I
guys
can
are who
fill
you
it
are. Okay, so I'll just put that over there under sitting there. Otherwise, I think that's it. We can just talk offline on the administrative stuff. So I'm going to call this meeting to adjournment. It is a good time. 2:20. Okay, thank you, Barbara.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the trouble to plug me in.
No problem.
Good luck, everybody. I'll be in touch by email.
See you
All
soon,
right.
Barbara.
bye, Barb.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, whoever you are.